Good evening, San Francisco. This is Zeke Brett Tyrus. I'm a writer, storyteller, and occasional performance artist here in the city. I'm also a die-hard root beer enthusiast who hopes before he dies that he gets to try every last root beer that's produced in America as well as the rest of the country. Everybody's got to have their dreams. Now, this is number 5 in my series of root beer reviews. I'm not going to go through the rundown. I'll just let you know that the last one that I tried, which was something called Jack Black's Dead Red Root Beer, was actually very much a disappointment. It was really not a good root beer for me. Number 5 in our series is something called River City Root Beer. I want you to get a good shot of that. River City Root Beer. You judge, you do these reviews over various things, but one of the things we actually review on the presentation of the bottle. And if you look at this, I wonder how clear it is coming out. River City kind of has almost like a Mark Twain, type of setting to it. Has calligraphy there. It's actually brewed in St. Paul, Minnesota, which is the Great Mississippi, goes right through there. So I'm sure that's the inspiration for it. And it's a brown bottle, makes it look a lot like beer. So I actually give it a thumbs up on its presentation. So let's see what it tastes like. So right here. Some people do 5 barrels, 4 barrels, things like that. I don't do that. My criteria is either it's a great root beer, it's a good root beer, it is a fair root beer, or it's a bad root beer. Now right here, let's give it a smell. Okay, it's got a good smell. It's not a real strong root beer smell, but it's pleasant. It's nice. Yeah, okay. Not a real strong root beer smell, but let's see what we got. Okay, this is it. Now you can also see there, I don't know if you get some shots of there, there's some good head on this. Very often when you first drink root beer, there should be a bite. This one does not have a bite. I have to take it out for that. But it actually has a very sweet, like molasses, honey type taste to it. If you like your root beer sweet, I don't know if I like my root beers quite this sweet. This is a good root beer for you. I'm going to get another sip of this. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now that I'm going to rate this as a good root beer. I would drink it again if I happen to see it. If I was ever traveling through Minnesota or anything like that, I happen to see it, I would drink this again. I think it's probably wonderful with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. But it's a little bit sweeter than a root beer ought to be. Root beer should taste a little bit like vanilla, a little bit like licorice, a little bit of honey. This is just a lot of sugar. And it doesn't have an acetic aftertaste, which is what I experienced with the last root beer that I had. This is just a very sweet root beer that, quite frankly, tastes too much like soda pop. It's almost like just a regular cola with just a hint of root beer flavoring. That's not a very good review. So I guess I'm actually gonna probably take it down a little bit to a fair to good. So between fair to good root beer, River City. Gorgeous presentation. I do like it. But yeah, again, it's kind of a shame because I've actually had 2 bad to mediocre root beers in a row. But I actually have to say River City root beer of St. Paul, Minnesota, it's only fair to good. Can I recommend it? I might have to just put my thumb somewhere in between. I guess I don't recommend it if I can't fully do it. So it's a fair root beer. Not the worst I've had even today, but it's just a fair root beer. Thank you.